Hey guys, back in the basement for another sports recap slash NFL roundtable video. Guys, I want to talk about Robert Saleh. He was just recently fired today. Earlier part of the day, he got fired. Jets owner Woody Johnson fired the man. Now, what I'm hearing, what he said was one day after he had a conversation with Aaron Rodgers. So, is Aaron Rodgers really the person behind the firing? I wouldn't be surprised. This wouldn't be the first time Aaron Rodgers got somebody fired, or the first coach that somebody got fired because of Aaron Rodgers. It's about the second time. We watched it happen with Mike McCarthy at Green Bay. And the bad thing about it, they allow an old, washed-up quarterback dictate what they're going to do with their head coaching program. I really don't think it was solely all the blame should be blamed on Rob Saleh. Now, it's going to be because he's the head coach. I understand that. But you also got to look at the decision they made back in 2021 when they drafted Zach Wilson. Guys, Zach Wilson should have been that second overall pick in the draft. Now, we all know that Trevor Lawrence was number overall pick, and they didn't have an opportunity to get to him because Jacksonville had that shot. But he definitely should have been the number 2 overall quarterback pick. Definitely should have been. Now, was there other quarterbacks probably capable of picking that draft? Well, I don't know. Depends on who you ask. I mean, if you look at the draft, you had Trey Lance, you had Justin Fields as 2 possible quarterbacks. You had Mac Jones as another possible quarterback. So you could have went any of those directions. They chose not to. They chose to go with Zach Wilson. And after that first year, you seen dealing with Zach Wilson, you probably realized, yeah, we made a mistake on the quarterback position. Even if you thought to yourself, say, hey, let's give him a second chance. And after year 2, you realize, in the 2022 draft, you probably should have did it then and say, hey, we need to be looking at a quarterback because Zach Wilson is not the guy. You know what you decided to do instead? To go get old man Aaron Rodgers, thinking you're going to be rekindling this man's career from what he did at Green Bay and think he's going to do it to Jets. And what happened? The man got hurt. And you still didn't go draft the quarterback in the 2020 draft. 2021, you made a mistake with Zach Wilson. 2022, you realized you made that mistake. You gave the man 2 years. Okay, cool. After 2023, why didn't you go do it? No, you thought Aaron Rodgers was going to be your savior. So you was going to rely on this old, washed-up quarterback going to save you. And guess what happened? He got hurt. First game of the season, got hurt. 3 plays in, got hurt. Was done for the season. Why didn't you make moves after that? You still chose not to. This past season, you chose not to. So for the 2024 draft, you could have went out there and got a quarterback. They had about 5 good quarterbacks, or at least decent enough that could probably been good enough to play for you. You chose not to. You chose not to be in the quarterback race. You chose to do something different. And now you will continue to suffer. Because please believe you me, I think Aaron Rodgers is done. I think he's done. I think he's washed. Now, as far as his actual career, I wouldn't be surprised he's walk away after this season. Look, man, the guy does stuff off the whim. You don't know never what he's going to do. Look, when you had that mandatory minicamp, he was a no-show. Didn't participate, didn't get involved. Knowing you had no chemistry with none of your receivers. Knowing you probably should have been there to try to build some chemistry. And guess what? He wasn't. So the Jets are continuing to make more and more mistakes. Now, Robert Saleh's got his contract through 2025, so he at least got the rest of this season and next year. You're going to have to pay that man. And then you have to turn around and find you a coach. Is Bill Belichick in the running for the Jets coach? Who knows? Back in the days, he did coach for the Jets for a while. At least he agreed to it. It never happened, but he agreed to it. Is there a chance they can get him married on the sidelines to coaching? Who knows? Who knows? But the Jets are the first team in the running for a new head coach. There's going to be some more teams out there. It's just a matter of time. Normally, they wait to the end of the season. It's not kind of the Jets' thing to fire a coach mid-season. Look, Adam Gase didn't even do that, and he was terrible. But with that being said, I guess it just felt like it was just necessary to get him up out of there now. Why? Because Aaron Rodgers said so. At the end of the day, I believe it was Aaron Rodgers who made that final call when they talked to coach that the owner of the team. Yeah, he got that input from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was done with it. When that man rejected that man from trying to show some type of emotion and some type of gratitude to the man, trying to give him a hug, Aaron Rodgers pushed him away. I think it was a push on the way out the door. I think that was a fatal push out the door. And you see who did it? Aaron Rodgers.